This is Ryan Michael of quarterbackscore.webs.com talking with former Pittsburgh Steelers running back Rocky Bleier. Rocky, you played in the NFL for 11 seasons, all of which you spent with the Pittsburgh Steelers. During that span, you helped the Steelers win 4 Super Bowls with your play on the field, both as an effective blocker and as an effective rusher. It's been over 34 years since the time of your retirement. What do you miss most about playing the game?
That's a good question. I think if you look back on that period of time or your experience, probably one of the things is the fellowship of the players that you have had played with,
Mm-hmm.
the challenges that took place, the unknown. Ability to play in the National Football League. All those things happen at different times. And so, if there's one thing that I had to pick, it probably would be after the games, we had in our locker room, especially home games, we had a sauna. And the sauna was used primarily as an after game format, just the players,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever wanted to stop in. And the trainer would have beer on ice, but it was that moment where you come in, you're tired, you got half your uniform on, and you get to talk about the game, or you talk about what took place, or you get other players' feelings on the defense, offense, how we played, whether we won, lost, and it's that intimacy of that moment of time that maybe it's hard to explain, but that's what I miss the most. Maybe the rawness of that time, just being able to sit and talk about what you did that day or didn't do, or the success you had, or the reason you lost. And I think if you ask most players, that would be the thing that they would miss.
Of course. Now, Rocky, you're a Vietnam vet, and for any of my listeners who may not be familiar with your story, you endured a rigorous recovery process after your service in the war. Taking into account all the obstacles you faced, how much more meaningful was your success on the field to you personally, knowing how much you had to overcome to get there?
Well, I think I don't know whether it was any more meaningful or not, because it's as Chuck Noll always says, it's the journey that counts, and whatever happens out of that journey, who would know? I mean, I can't necessarily say, oh yeah, because I overcame this, because I worked so hard, that it's more enjoyable.
Right.
I think that you go, okay. I mean, my quest was to play. I had to work hard no matter what I did. I didn't have a whole lot of natural talent, and so to be able to fit into an organization, sometimes to be able to fit in the right spot, you might not get that opportunity or break. Your future is usually in the hands of somebody else who decide this team or don't. I don't care how much work, dedication, commitment you put in to have that happen. It's always, a coach or an assistant coach or general manager, that makes that final decision of whether you can fit into a team or don't. So, I can't say it's any more special as it was for the quest of being able to make the team. I would have gone through the same, whether I had been injured or not.
Right. Well, I want to take you back to 1976 for a moment. You had your most productive season with more than 1,300 yards from scrimmage. The tandem of Franco Harris and yourself helped the Steelers become the NFL's top-ranked rushing attack that year. What do you remember most about that 1976?
In 1976 was the adversity in which the team had to overcome to be able to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people may not remember is that we lost 4 of our first games that year. And when you're only playing 14 games, as I like to say, you can find yourself behind the 8 ball. very quickly in a tough competitive league. And then a couple things happen. Is that the defense in those remaining 9 games get hot. They are the ones that shut out opponent. They shut out 5 opponents. They only allowed 23 points scored, minus yard rushing. And so when you have a team that does that, allows you as an offense to be on the field that much more. Another thing that had taken place was that Terry Bradshaw, our starting quarterback, got hurt against the Cleveland Browns. And so he was extracted. He did not participate until the end of the season. And we had a rookie quarterback that would come in. And so as all rookie quarterbacks, they had to simplify the game plan. And one thing that they can do very well is to hand off the ball. So now all of a sudden we have a running attack that's working because we're on the field. The defense shuts out the opponents, allows us to be on the field. And because we're running the ball more statistically, Franco and I, find ourselves gaining 1,000 yards at the end of the season. Mine didn't come until the last game of the season. Now, Franco wrapped his up 4 or 5 games to go. But
right.
My last game was against the Houston Oilers, in which I had gained the needed yardage to be able to get over that 1,000-yard mark.
100 yards a game in those final 6 games of the year. A very, very strong performance down the stretch.
Well, in primarily because part of the reasons was what I just talked about, but also the offensive line. We had a tremendous offensive line who had played together now for a couple of years, but knew their assignments and took great pride in being able to get both Franco and I the yardage that was necessary. And so and I tell people this, and to put it in the context, for me to gain 1,000 yards, or to gain 100 yards in the last 6 games, something has to happen. Somebody else has to do it. I don't necessarily have that natural ability like Franco to be able to do it consistently over that period of time. So all of it, kind of fell into place for that team to be able to overcome the early setbacks and then to be able to get into the playoffs.
Now, if we move forward to 1978, you won 4 Super Bowls with the Steelers, but the most notable one may have been that showdown with the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 13. Many consider it to be the greatest Super Bowl ever played, and you, of course, are remembered in Steelers lore for your leaping touchdown reception to put Pittsburgh up 20-14. What do you remember the most about that game?
The people who think that is the greatest Super Bowl ever played, primarily, it always at that time, and especially in the 70s, the Cowboys were America's team, and in many people's minds, they still are. It was a great rivalry. They had tremendous players on that team. Roger Staubach being amongst them as a great quarterback and a leader. And so we played them once before in Super Bowl 10, and we were fortunate enough to walk away with a victory there. So you don't necessarily play the Cowboys twice in Super Bowls, and think that it's going to be a pushover.
Right.
So we were well prepared. He gets some breaks, and I scored a touchdown right before the half to give us a lead. Then we can go back, and if you're a Cowboy fan, you say, well, Jackie Smith dropped that ball. Jackie Smith didn't drop that ball in the end zone.
Right.
That would have made the difference. But we got up in the second half on them, but you can never count them out. So we had 35-17 lead, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's a side kick. Boom, they go down 35-31. With time not more on our side than it is theirs with the clock running out. And then they tried another onside kick at the end of the game, in which I recover. They dribbled it towards me as the center man, and I recovered. And I have to tell you, in all honesty, it was the toughest hit I received in that whole game. Was on that recovery. But I think everybody tried to pummel the ball out of my hands at that time. victory. It was a great all-around victory for us.
Now, Rocky, since your retirement, you've achieved great success, both as an author and as a public speaker. Tell me about some of the things you've been up to recently.
Well, there's a lot that I've been up to. I'm very fortunate. I have a construction company here in Pittsburgh as well, and so we do a lot of federal government work. And the name of the company is RB Fedco. We're a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business, and so there's a niche that we fit in the federal market, and we're expanding the company. So and we got some great people anyway. So that's one. I have an insurance agency on the side as well, so that keeps me busy. But my primary love has been able to do the things I've done over the last 34 years since I retired, and that is to speak and to tell a story to audiences, and now I'm involved as well, very much so in the veteran space with what is happening with our veterans, obviously over the last 20 years, but since 9/11 here, and now with our veterans returning from the Middle East, there's a lot of issues that are on the table that need to be addressed and to be recognized by the American people as well as the federal government. So I'm involved very much in that transition, helping recognize our veterans as they come back.
Now, if my listeners would like to keep up to date with Rocky's latest endeavors, you can follow him on Twitter at Rocky Bleier, and if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can always find me at @TheRyanMichael. Rocky, I thank you very much for taking the time to call in today. I enjoyed having the chance to talk with you.
Hey, same here. Thank you.